So for Selenium, we don't have PowerPoints, okay? But this is the website, seleniumhq.org. This is the site. So this is where you can get all the Selenium related information that you need. I think they changed the site recently, so it looks a little bit different now. But the main thing is there are a few things about the Selenium, right? You have Selenium Webdriver, you have Selenium IDE, Selenium Grid. Now there are three things. It comes in the three flavors. A WebDriver is just like a Water WebDriver, like what we are doing. You can integrate in the programming languages, and it supports multiple programming languages: C#, Java, .NET, Ruby, Python, anything. Basically there. Selenium IDE, it's kind of like a record and play type of thing. Okay, it's more like a deprecated. There is an add-on to the Chrome and Firefox, so you can include like a create extension in the Firefox and Chrome and use that. But normally you will not use it. Okay, IDE. If you just want to do some quick recording, you can do that, but other than that, you won't utilize Selenium IDE. It's more like a UFT, right? Record and play. Record and play type of thing. But you probably will not use that, okay? You always use WebDriver. That is why you are getting paid to use a WebDriver in the code and everything. And then the Selenium Grid is a third thing. When you are running your tests, right? You want to run it on multiple servers. If you have a lot of tests, that's where you have Selenium Grid comes in the picture. So it's more like a runtime environment where you can run in parallel a lot of different things, a lot of different browser windows and everything else. Okay. So there's a lot more configuration you will need and all those things. But for now, our purpose, we will focus on WebDriver.
Is the link at the top Selenium?
Yeah, Selenium. When you do seleniumhq.org, it takes you over here, selenium.dev. org. I think they changed the site very recently. I think maybe like 2 months ago. They updated, revamped the whole site here. But if you go there, you will end up here, selenium.dev, I guess. All right. So where do we go for the documentation, right? So there is a documentation section link here. So this is where we'll end up. And there is a tons of documentation here, like a grid configuration, how do you configure, how do you install, where to go download all the drivers and everything. But let's see here. So getting started, right? So we have WebDriver IDE and those things. And how did we go about setting up the WebDriver Selenium for Ruby? We did gem install Selenium. Okay, that's a simple one for us. That's all we have to do. Now, if you are working on Java or something else, you have a lot more configuration. Okay, but for Ruby, it's just a simple command: gem install Selenium, and it will install the WebDriver for us. Okay. Let's go back to getting started. Okay, this is where we'll go. So it supports multiple browsers. So Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Opera, Safari, right? Now again, how did we configure those browsers? Basically, we downloaded the drivers for the browser, so that Selenium or Water can interact with those browsers. So we installed 3, right? Chrome, Firefox, and IE. So those 3 drivers. Okay. All right, so let's go to the WebDriver here. So to the browser. So as I said, right? This is, I don't know whether you guys can read it all the way from the back, but this is the command. Gem install Selenium WebDriver. This is what we did, right? Or gem. So those things we can do it a very simple way. Okay. All right. So let's see here. the main part, what is different, right? What is different between Selenium and Water? And you will see there is not much difference. The main difference between Selenium, let me go to the link here. And I think there is a nice differences here in one of the links. Okay. So again, Water and Selenium, right? Capybara is another one, but it's not being used heavily, right? It's a WebDriver, so we're gonna ignore that. But the main, it's object-oriented, both are object-oriented. The original release date was 2008, this one was 2004. So these are old ones, okay? Both Capybara, Selenium and Water. Cucumber integration, right? They both support it. You have page objects pattern. They both support page objects pattern as well. They both support multiple browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Edge, IE, Safari. This one also does the same thing. Okay. Plus headless browsers. So that means you can run in the batch. You can run the scripts and it will run automatically, get you the result. Now difference is here. Okay, this is the last line is the difference. The locators. ID name CSS selector XPath, right? It says ID name CSS selector XPath. This one is same, but the syntax wise, how do you get handle on the web controls? That is the main difference between Selenium and Water WebDriver. So just like when you are talking about interacting with the text box, right? How do you go and input data in the text box? That's going to be different between Water and Selenium. How do you go and click on the button? That's going to be a little bit different on Water and Selenium. Okay, so this is the main difference here. Everything else pretty much remains same. Okay. So in this link, right, this particular link, I'm going to go to the locating elements, and let's see how do we differentiate for certain things. Okay. So here, everything is pretty much driver.find element. Okay. So remember what we did in the Water. So how are we getting handle on the controls? We are using this syntax, right? Browser.link, and then supplying the ID like that, .click. Okay. So let me show you the one that I have put together for Selenium. Okay, same class, but I'm using Selenium here. Okay. So I'm going to go to open this particular class file, loan calculator Selenium, and tell me the difference here.
Find elements are different.
Right? So I'm going to flip back to the other one. So link, right? So these are very specific. Water one is specific. You have the link, you have text fix. So depending on the control, you're going to use different things. Yeah. When you talk about Selenium, you have exactly same thing, but the only thing you are supplying differently is a different ID. That's it. Okay. Now the second difference. Okay, I'm going to flip back to other one. So first thing, getting the select. These are called selectors. These are like how you get handle on the links or fields, right? These are selectors. But then how do you click on something, or how do you input data? That would be second difference. Okay. So on the Water, we are doing .click and .set, right? For the Selenium, .click remains same, but instead of .set, you have .send keys in whatever variable you're sending it. Okay. Everything else remains same, like .text, .include. There is no change there. So let me flip back here, right? This is a verification. So instead of span, I have locator, right? Find element. I'm running it through .text, .include. That remains exactly same. Okay. Now let me go back to the login. So this one is our flown login, right? Using the Water WebDriver. So Water WebDriver, this is how I'm initializing my browser. Then I'm saying go to this particular, right? So there is a one difference here you're gonna see in the Selenium. So I'm gonna flip to the my other one, Selenium one. So Selenium, now I'm saying browser equals Selenium, then WebDriver dot for Chrome. Okay. Then instead of go to, I have dot get this URL. Okay. Then everything else remains same. Any question here?
Both water and Selenium files will be stored as class files.
Yeah, they both are Ruby files. Yeah, the class file remains same. Your step definition remains same. There is no browser-related code except you have it in the class file. Right? So nothing changes except your class. How are you? What browser? What WebDriver you are using? That's the only part you are changing. Yeah, you require Selenium instead of water. And you can do the same way. You can put it in envrb, require Selenium, and work through it. Right, .4 in Chrome, right? And then browser.get, you have affluent, whatever. And it will run same way. So if I come back here, right? So let me go to my login, my loan calculator here, right? Here, my step definition is include loan calculator Selenium class instead of loan calculator class. Okay. So my loan calculator Selenium class is using this Selenium WebDriver. Okay. So let's come back. Everything else remains same. There is no change here. No changes. So if I run this, right, loan calculator feature, now I am running through Selenium WebDriver, and hopefully you won't see any difference when we run it.
Well, less windows.
Well, no, you still have more windows. You still have gonna have the windows.
Not as many as I did.
Yeah. Right. So your fail unless and everything else remains same. Exactly what you have. So Selenium, you can call it a simpler, right? Not having like a text, worry about text field versus links versus whatnot. Always you're gonna use find elements. And when you say find underscore elements, multiple elements, right? It will return you a collection of all the elements, basically. Okay. Just like I was doing in the dealer search, right? Dot links instead of link. Links will return me all the links on the page. Same way, find elements will return you all the collection of controls. Then you can iterate through and look through and everything else. And on the site, right, you can find the Ruby examples here where you can see how do you find element, right? The syntax is a little bit different. Let me highlight this difference here. So here it has ID, right? But there is it's all here's a space and that ID. In the water we have that like greater than equal symbol, right? That symbol. But here it has just space. There is nothing else.
And colon is in the front.
In the front, yeah, that's correct. Colon is in the front instead of in the back. Okay. So if I flip it here, loan calculator, yeah, it's in the front. This one is in the afterwards. Okay.
You noticed one of the, on that matrix that was comparing them, that Selenium said most popular and the other one said least popular, the water.
Yeah, the reason the water is a little bit less popular, well, for Selenium is widely used because it supports all the languages. Water is only for specifically for Ruby. It's a web application testing in Ruby. Okay, but it is more specific, right? You can highlight different controls and work with that. So that's why with the Ruby, water is more popular, not Selenium. But companies can still use Selenium if they are going Selenium route and those things. Because everything is like find element. Okay, if I make a mistake, or you have to troubleshoot a little bit more here for the Selenium. All right, so you're gonna convert one example. You guys gonna work through one. What I would suggest is create a brand new project. Okay, for this one, brand new project, and add a loan calculator file, same file, so you can copy paste everything what you have and then change it. The best way you can do it, right? When you create a project, what you can do is copy, right click on copy, features folder, click copy. The new project, you can select the project and say paste. So it will copy all the files into the new project. Then you can delete out other ones that you don't need and work with the loan calculator one. So that way you can avoid retyping everything.